Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to SC2Improve Team League. How are we all doing? What's my hair doing? My hair is obviously not doing so good. I didn't look in the camera enough today apparently. Alright, how are we all doing? That one caught me off guard. Looking over to my camera I was like, whoa, where's my hair gone? It's all okay now though, we've located the hair. We've got our first match being set up here for the SC2Improve Team League Season 2 First Division game between Karnage eSports and mYinsanity. If you don't know, mYinsanity here are the defending champions. They came from Season 1. This is the first week of our new season. Effectively the first week actually ended yesterday, but these guys, they just organised their game to be played today. So this is actually the last match in the first week, however. So we have all the other results already in. So after today, our first week is all set. We'll be getting an article on the website SC2Improve.net about how things have gone, where teams are standing, who's looking strong on the website, all that kind of stuff. Will be going up tomorrow probably, as well as player statistics, matchup statistics, and whatever else you could think of. If you missed any of the matches already, you can check out the 3 best of 7s which you casted this week already from the first division, which was Cascade versus Maxflow, MIA against AT Gaming, and Nuit Blanche against Gravity. You can check out all of them at youtube.com/SC2Improve. They are all spoiler free, which means that you can go on, you can click the match. No spoilers, the videos are extended so you don't know how long the videos are going to be, how long the series is. There's a whole 7 games linked in every single video so that you can literally click on each game as you go, and you don't know how many series there are. So it's completely spoiler free. Do check out youtube.com/SC2Improve for that if you missed any of the games you do want to catch up, or if you're not going to be able to catch the whole of today, hit that subscribe button over there. You'll be able to see when the mYinsanity versus Karnage VOD does go up there as well. So right now we are just waiting for our map for game number 1. It is going to be J-Power versus Ike, the Norwegian Protoss against the Dutch Protoss, to start things off, and it's going to be Frost. We are working on last season's map pool only for today. It's the last time we're going to see Daedalus, Polar Knight, Yonsu, and Heavy Rain in the map pool. Today is the last day of the old map pool. Tomorrow, well, for week 2 and onwards, we're going to be using a new ladder map pool, which includes all the awesome new maps. Don't know how many of you guys have been able to play on those just yet. I've been able to play on quite a few. Last night, I think I played on Merry-Go-Round a couple of times. That was pretty fun. And what else did I play on? I think I also played on. What did I play on? I got Cannon Rushed on Overgrowth, so that doesn't really count. And I played on Way Station. Way Station was a pretty awesome map, but that's because I'm Terran. It's pretty sick. And the other map as well. What's the other map? What's that other new map? There must be one more. King Sejong Station. I haven't had a game on there just yet, but it's basically really, really awesome. It's been a really, really awesome change, and it's so refreshing to play on new maps instead of the old maps which are so stale. You know, we've played on them for months now. I actually think this season's been a bit too long even, because god damn it, it's just gone on forever. Anyone else feel like that? I do. So I cannot wait for this to be while I cannot wait, I can definitely wait for this to be over, because this is going to be a sick match, but I cannot wait to get rid of the old maps here and get onto the new maps later in the week. So we are getting into Frost for our first map here. We should be starting up the lobby. Well, we're in the lobby. We should be starting up the game in just a few moments' time, guys. I am Wardy. This is the SC2Improve Team League Season 2. How is everyone doing in the chat? Let me know how you're all doing. Hello, mind-blowing. Who else is out there in the chat who is lurking? Come on. Lurking is no fun. What you need to be doing is jumping on in, saying hello, having some fun with us over here. And we'll see. Manon Sutsin guess the first game will take Ike, which I suppose means Ike will win the first game. I definitely think he is going to be the favourite player going into this. J-Power, one of mYinsanity's academy players, but does come out quite often for them in the team league. He's a solid opener for them. Sometimes he wins the game, sometimes he doesn't, but he gets so much experience here. In fact, I'm trying to think. I think it was in the finals against Cascade of Season 1. J-Power came out and he he played a PvP actually on Heavy Rain, and he did lose that one, but, you know, again, it was good experience for him. He looked really, really solid, and while he's the underdog here, I definitely think he has the potential to take down Ike. It's PvP as well, and on Frost, a big map, God knows what can go unscouted. So anyway, guys, enough of me blabbering on. Let's get ready to go on into the game. Go Karnage, go Ike comes from ascorbic... Oh, I'm never going to say that. Ascorbic acid. Whew. Oh. Got that there in the end. Ascorbic acid. Cheering on Karnage and Ike here in the series. So, in the bottom right hand corner, we're actually going to be starting with the red pros player representing Karnage eSports, Ike. You know what? I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it when they match their in-game colour with their team logo. It just makes them look very professional. I guess here in the upper left, ooh, up here in the upper left, we got fuck all. In the upper right, we have mYinsanity's J-Power, who in the blue does also match the mYinsanity logo. So this, if you're a fashion, if you're a colour matching kind of guy, like I am, you know, this is the game to end all games, because we have two players and two teams with logos are matching their in-game colour right now. It does not get better than this in terms of that. So here we are on Frost once again, a map which does remain in the map pool for Season 2. So we'll still be seeing a little bit more Frost, and I'm actually a little bit annoyed about that, because I mean, it's been here for so long. It's another one of these maps which it's so standard. We do see it in almost every best of 3 right now, and even though it's such a good, solid, you know, map, it gives us great games, but it's just getting that little bit boring. I just love to see some new maps more often, more frequently, because the seasons right now are so long. It's so frustrating, even to cast. And you can see it in the Team League games as well. Alta Z, I think pretty much 90% of games take place on 90% of games of like Alta Zim and Daedalus are the last 2 games, so that's the only maps remaining. Like, they're obviously maps people don't like. Who knows? Anyway, whatever. Let's stop whinging about maps here. We have got this PvP starting up. Gases, gateways at the same time, double gas for both players. And it looks as though it's just going to be a very similar opening here on Frost. And it is a very large map, and neither of these guys are going to sacrifice their early probe to go out and scout just yet, at least. They want to just get as much economy as they can as they put their cybernetics cores down. And now J-Power looks as though he will move out to scout. Ike continuing to not scout though, and it will be J-Power who... Does he go in the right direction? Does he? Does he? I think he does. Alright, so J-Power going to scout his opponent straight away here. That's a nice little start for him. Means he'll get a little bit extra information, which Ike will not have. Here on Frost, we can see a multitude of different things, of course. DT expands, Stargate expands, you know, Fast expands, No expands. We could see Twilight Council, Blink. Absolutely anything could happen. It's a map which allows so much variety, so many different things could take place, so... This probe will come in here for J-Power, and Ike unfortunately does scout in the incorrect direction, so that's a little bit of a bummer for him, as straight away J-Power here spots the 2 gateways, and he will know right on from the start exactly what he's playing against, exactly what he may need to do to hold off any kind of aggression or anything like that. So, you know, he feels pretty comfortable now. He knows everything he could possibly know, whereas Ike is still completely in the dark. He could be playing against Fast Tech, he could be playing up against a Mega Greedy build. He really doesn't know. And we do actually see a Mothership core for J-Power just moving around just a little bit, just to check around, see if anything is out and about on the map or in his natural. And, I mean, what's he doing? I mean, he's getting his own Stalker out, and he's actually going into Twilight Council, just off the 1 gateway here, so... Providing he doesn't die to the 3 Stalkers, which, you know, he really shouldn't. He should be able to go into a pretty fast blink, and that's going to be really, really nice. Now, something to note is Ike's warp gate is about 20 seconds faster than J-Power's at this point in time. J-Power does have some extra Chrono Boost saved up, which he's yet to use, now adding on a gateway. And Ike, he's not adding on a 3rd gateway either. Yes, he is. Sorry, not a 3rd gateway, but 3rd building now is going to be the Stargate play for him. So, going into the Stargate, but I mean, this isn't really the best way to open for him, because with J-Power going Blink, it's going to give him an immediate advantage against anything Ike does. If he goes for an Oracle, then Stalkers are going to shut it down very quickly. There's already going to be Stalkers out to be able to start shutting that down. If he goes Phoenixes, of course, the Stalkers throughout the game will just be able to blink on top of them, continue to chase them very, very easily here. So, a great opening build out of J-Power, in fact, and he's going to be able to take the advantage early on here. Sorry, we missed a bit of the action here, as a couple of Stalkers of J-Power do take one of the Stalkers of Ike down on a little bit of his HP there, as J-Power actually has a pylon coming up aggressively, moving his Mothership core back right now, does not want to get that caught, and it very well might, because, Ike turns around at the last moment. you know, a couple of moments, if he continued on that route for a couple more moments, he may have seen that he may have been able to kill the Mothership Core, and that would have been really nice here. First Oracle now on the way for Aiki, and J-Power just going straight into a Robo facility as well. His warp gates are finished. He's going to be able to shut down this Oracle almost immediately. No scout just yet for Aiki. He sees 2 gateways coming up, a fairly late warp gate compared to his own, but that's all he knows right now. He knows absolutely nothing, and 3 Zealots actually warping in from this pylon on the natural. Gonna come into the main, but just not gonna achieve anything at all. Aiki, he has got his units here. He's not out on the map, and he's going to be completely safe. And oh no, the Stalkers, they move out of position as this Oracle's going to come in. Photon Overcharge is going to have to be used to deflect this here, but it will mean he gets a few. Okay, I mean, that's cool too. The Oracle just completely flies past an opportunity to do some damage here. Now Photon Overcharge's user just turns away immediately, so that Oracle could have gotten some kills before, but it just didn't. And now we're going to see actually J-Power continue to be aggressive here. There's a lot of Zealots on the ground for Aiki, but the problem is, of course, Blink is up, and these Zealots, you know, they force the Stalkers to kite away, they force the Stalkers to kite. But is it enough? Force field now coming down the ramp, but some more Stalkers get warped in, and of course J-Power behind this, he's got the map control. He can just take a Nexus whenever he feels fit to do so. Still just using the Photon Overcharge here to deflect that Oracle. Another one will be ready very soon, so he doesn't have to worry about deflecting the Oracle for a little while here. Void Ray is out right now for Aiki to help with this defense. Blink Stalkers are going to start blinking backwards, just trading against these Zealots, not really killing anything just yet. And a good defense by Aiki so far, and J-Power is actually pretty far behind in terms of army supply. Void Ray and a second Void Ray and an Immortal now on the way for Aiki, and that will definitely mean the end of this aggression of J-Power. He's going to be able to pick himself a pylon here, supplies block Aiki in fact, and unpowers the Robo. And that gives him a little bit more time to do some damage as he continues to trade against these Zealots, and this might just make the difference. I mean, Photon Overcharge is now used. These Stalkers are going to get trapped in the main until they blink out. Alright, so he's not going to be able to get too much more done. That force field, that Photon Overcharge really just pushing him back. And now there will be a Immortal to join these 2 Void Rays, a 3rd Void Ray as well. And kind of surprised that J-Power hasn't decided to actually go for his expansion just yet. The reason being, he's still just trying to just harass at the front. He's trying to kind of win the game on Blink Stalkers, but the tech is just getting better and better for his opponent. He can't really blink on top of the army and just pick off the Immortal, pick off the Void Rays, because there's so many Zealots here. The DPS will be pretty huge. Trying to get another pylon. The Blink Micro, it's alright, it's not the best though. He's losing quite a few of his Stalkers where he really could have maybe saved them. 6 Stalkers have gone down. He did manage to kill off the Oracle of his opponent. It looks as though that suicided in from Aiki and got 6 workers for its troubles. And right now, we just have this game slowing down a little bit. I mean, J-Power is still continuing to attack here, but he loses another couple of Stalkers. And if the force field actually catches the sentry of J-Power there, he does get his force field down. He's got some Zealots in the mineral line, not really achieving too much though. I mean, the worker counts are even. And J-Power, he's now going into Immortal production of his own. As he continues to come up this ramp, and he actually picks off the pylon power and the Robo. So once again, that Robo isn't powered. But already, I mean, 3 Void Rays, 2 Mortals out. Aiki's army is looking strong right now. And J-Power, he's finally going to give up on this aggression. And was it worthwhile? I mean, all he did was pick off a couple of pylons. He lost a couple more Stalkers in that trade. And I mean, overall, he's traded much worse than his opponent. It's not like he's got a better economy either. Now I like this. Blinking up into the main base here. It's going to allow him to do a little bit of economic damage and then just get out. And this will start to give him a bit of an economy advantage. Something he definitely needs after not trading so well in the early stages of the game up to now. And this pylon coming up in the natural. Finally, J-Power's going to take an expansion. You know, he's committed so much. Oh no, he blinks up into an army. He gets himself a sentry, but this Immortal just rips these Stalkers to shreds, the Zealots as well. And the Void Ray is coming from behind, and J-Power loses even more units. And I assume, I mean, these units were standing about here, and the Observer just did not spot them. And, well, this Oracle, second Oracle now heading across the map. Still no expansion down on either side. And it looks as though Aiki has no intention of taking an expansion because he's just moving across the map. And why wouldn't he? You know, he's defended so well. He's traded so well. J-Power's thrown away a lot of units here. And now he's defended the Blink Stalker counterattack. He knows he can move across the map. And it's exactly what he's doing. There's barely anything for J-Power over here. As a few Stalkers do blink into the main from J-Power. But there's an Immortal left behind. An Immortal can take on these 5 Stalkers, no problem. They're not even on that high higher HP, and Ike just continues his attack across the map. This Oracle gets a couple of kills. We actually missed that going in and getting his couple of kills, but gets chased away. Does survive though. And these Stalkers still just microing around. A photon overcharge also used here, and Ike just looking for a way to attack into J-Power right now. J-Power is about 30 supply down, and again, it's all in army, so it's going to be really tough for him to hold on here. It looks as though he's supply blocked on his production, and that means that Immortal is not going to be able to come out and help, and that may have, I mean, would it have been his one chance? These Void Rays, there's nothing to actually counter them. There's no anti-air in the army of J-Power right now, and I think these Void Rays on their own may be able to win this. You can see just storming on forwards, and 4 Void Rays, they could even take down if they wanted. I mean, they're going to take down the Robo Facility. I was going to say they could just take down this pylon even, and that'd be like most of the gateways unpowered. They could have just fought the Stalkers straight up as well. Stalkers are now coming back from behind for J-Power, but I mean, again, Ike, he can control this fight. He can decide where does he want to fight, and J-Power may just have to come in from 2 angles at the same time. Ike sees these Stalkers, though, immediately thinks about just chasing them down, and J-Power's getting a high Templars out. He's going to go for an Archon here, I suppose, and just try and, you know, with the Archon, just add a little something to his army, specifically air damage. Try and do something to take down these Void Rays. These Stalkers still being chased. A couple of the Zealots do go down. The Stalkers blink away, and, you know, he's buying himself time. He's causing Ike to actually turn around and come back home. And again, I'm a little bit surprised Ike just didn't continue on with his Void Rays fight against the Stalkers. He maybe, you know, he's playing against Blink. If J-Power was maybe very smart, he could have maybe hit some Stalkers here, and as the Void Rays commit too far forward, Blink forward. Oh no, I've lost my Void Rays. So Ike just playing very carefully as J-Power. He's still kind of stuck back here. These Stalkers will go down 1, 2, 3, and number 4. And Ike probably just going to take a 4th base, a natural expansion. Now, 4th base? I don't think so. He could, or he could actually just move across the map with his reinforcements. He's been warping in back at home. 2 more Immortals are here, and it looks as though that's exactly what he went back home for. Actually, yeah, I don't know, on a Robo-Bait as well at this point. So, you know, he may just start an expansion behind this just to be double safe. I mean, he is so safe at home already. Mothership Core, an Observer, just in case there's DTs all of a sudden. And his army is just absolutely huge, moving across the map. Just clearing out the watchtowers, though, still not really too eager to head across. You know, he's not bursting to just go kill his opponent. He's just playing nice and calmly, clearing out any map control of his opponent, taking his time, because he knows he's got time on his hands. You know, he knows J-Power's down, and he knows he's in no rush to actually move in and kill him here. So a 5th Void Ray actually joined the army as well. J-Power with Zealot ahead of the army, spots this coming forwards. A hallucinated Colossi. Will that stop Ike from attacking in? I'm not sure if it will, because I mean 4 Immortals would just rip that to shreds if it was real anyway. This Nexus is going to go down. J-Power should be able to cancel that if he's paying attention, but he doesn't. And the Nexus now dies. And, well, I mean, this is going to be a fairly simple move up the ramp and kill. Even the Photon Overcharge is not going to help him out here. And Ike is just going to start trading against these, I mean, he's just going to kill the Warp Gates if nothing else. He's picking up an Immortal with his Void Rays here. And, yeah, I mean, just moving forward. He's actually targeting down the Nexus right now. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is game number 1. Going to Karnage eSports over mYinsanity. And Karnage open up with a 1-0 scoreline here to start off their SC2Improve Team League Season 2 campaign. Very interesting fact, actually, Karnage ended their SC2Improve Team League Season 1 campaign against mYinsanity. In the final week of competition, they did play in the group stages, and Karnage eSports unfortunately did... in fact, Karnage eSports won that series 4-3. So can they do that again here when things are a lot more important? You know, back then in Karnage, if they won, they couldn't make the playoffs still. It didn't matter. mYinsanity, if they lost, they were still in the playoffs. It wasn't that important. Can they repeat the same result here as they did back then? Well, we're definitely on track for that to happen. And looks as though we're going to jump on over to NA, because the next player coming out is Balloon. Okay, this is just going to be awesome. Balloon, guys, this is mYinsanity's newest recruit. If you don't know who he is a random GM player on Korea. Just got picked up by mYinsanity. We're going to jump on into this channel right now, and we're going to be getting this game set up. Will be a couple of minutes because we are server hopping, so we're just going to run a quick commercial break, guys. Don't go too far away. Enjoy this quick commercial from our sponsor, Zowie Gear, and we'll be back in just a moment with Balloon versus Ike. God damn it, this is going to be sick. He's a random player. Alright guys, are you excited? Are you excited? I am excited. Because we have a pretty sick game. Coming up next. It's going to be PvP, but only because in the top left side of the map we have mYinsanity's Balloon, who spawned randomly as Protoss. Here he is in the upper left, MYI Balloon. And what an awesome opportunity to get to see him play. You know, he's just been picked up by mYinsanity. He's got an awesome stream. He's going to be competing in WCSNA. Really awesome to see him get to play here. Really excited to see what he's going to bring out. He plays random, so he plays every matchup. And that is something we've just never seen before. I don't think. I think I've never actually casted a random player in a tournament with any kind of prize pool or anything like that on the line. So, really excited to see how this is going to turn out. Really excited to see what he's going to show us here today. He is in the upper left. His opponent taking the game number 1 here for Karnage. It was Ike. Ooh, my camera going on a little bit of a journey over there. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't know what the command is. Excuse me a moment. Is it Control-Shift-X? No. That just swaps them. I don't know what the command is to bring up their clan tags on the scoreboard. If anyone knows the game heart command for that, I would greatly appreciate it, because that'd be quite nice to be able to see. Alright, so can't really find it through a quick Google. So, anyways, let's talk about the game. PvP here on Heavy Rain. We've got a probe over here for Ike getting turned away by Balloon, and both players with 2 gases. Ike has 1 too many workers on this gas here. Just for a moment though, as he now does take one of them out and uses it to make a pylon. And Zealot actually coming out for Balloon very quickly, and ooh, into Stargate nice and quickly as well. So very fast Stargate here, almost 100% going to be an Oracle to start things up. And well, an Oracle to start things up, and we'll see how Ike's going to respond to that. Of course, last game he was the player going for the Stargate. We'll see what he's going to do here in the second game of this series, and see what route he's going to go on Heavy Rain. Really awkward. I mean, Ike didn't get to veto the map. It was Balloon's map pick, but if Balloon wins here, Karnage are in a funny spot, because how do you play against someone? How do you pick a map against a random player? It's so kind of, you know, it's so weird. It's so like hard to do. You basically just have to say, well, I like this map in 2 out of 3 matchups, which is more than the other maps. So it's kind of tough playing against a random player. It's such an awesome thing to actually have in a team league, like to be able to send out a random player. It's so dangerous. Balloon here, he is starting to move across the map with a Zealot, a Stalker, and a Probe. Mothership Core heading out to the left hand side for Ike, and a couple more gateways are coming down. So 3 gates and a blink coming out of Ike. I don't think I actually mentioned this, but he did get Twilight Council to start things off here. Now this is going to be a pretty interesting attack. I mean, an Oracle, 3 gate. I mean, this is a very aggressive opening. No, whoa! A 4th gate added on. Balloon, he's going really aggressive here as they're straight into the mineral line he goes, and in the sentries, it's just used the energy on a hallucination, which means he doesn't have energy to force field. Warp gates are going to start warping in very soon here for Balloon. He actually moves out of the way right now. Warp gate not quite finished for Ike. Balloon, his own warp gates they're finished. There's the Stalkers warping in right now, and he's going to be able to come into this base very soon here. His Oracle's still alive, so he can come back in and attack with that once again in just a few moments time. 1, 2, 3 warp gates now coming in for Ike. Phone overcharge used here immediately. And what's Balloon going to do? Well, he's just going to target down this pylon, get a supply block on Ike, and that's actually really annoying, as he's also taken the high ground control. Look at this, and these 2 gateways now empowered as well. This is really bad for Ike. He's really in a lot of trouble here. Balloon, I mean, the Robo's empowered, the gateway's empowered. I mean, Ike's getting blink out, but there's just going to be a sheer huge Stalker advantage, because this is now just turned into a 4 gate. Front overcharge is just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. One gateway actually just dies here, and Balloon's just got an overwhelming amount of units. I don't think Ike can come back. I mean, yes, he's going to have Blink, but if you've got Blink with 4 Stalkers, I mean, even against like 9 Stalkers, you just can't blink your way to a victory there. When your opponent is outproducing you so heavily. Now, look at this. As soon as we see the front overcharge finish, we see the Balloon coming forward here. And at the same time, the Oracle comes straight back into the mineral line to pick off more workers. Some Zealots coming in as well. Blink is finished. It blinks on top of the Oracle here. But is it going to make a difference? I'm not too sure. Balloon is continuing forward. Ike's on 4 workers. This is game over. He can't make anything else. He just can't make anything else. He can't make enough to stay in this game. He cannot keep up with the production. The damage has been done, and Balloon, all he has to do now is kill off his opponent. And that's exactly what he's doing. Stepping towards these Stalkers. They're going to go down one by one. And GG call. Balloon evens up this series. Excuse me. Balloon evens up this series. And what a sick game. Coming out of the random play here. Very, very quick series. Very quick map. And just like that, mYinsanity are 1-1 with Karnage. What a great... Wow. What a great 2 games so far to start off this best of 7. I said this was going to be... This is probably the game I've been most excited for all week. Karnage versus mYinsanity. When I made the groups and I saw that this was... you know, the set... When I saw that this was the one of the matches in the first week, I was like, match of the week, right here. And it is happening. 1-1 right now. Balloon is on the roll right now for mYinsanity. Who are Karnage going to pick next? We're about to find out. As we're going to be, it's going to be Formnator. He's got some good maps to pick from here. He's a Zerg player, a Danish Zerg player. If you don't know, he is a very good Danish Zerg player as well. So he's definitely got a decent shot. Is he going to be able to take down Balloon though? He's got his own map pick, so he's probably going to avoid Yonsu. Polar Knight is definitely a possibility he could take. Habitation is also there. And he's actually going to pick Polar Knight, so I didn't even get to talk about Daedalus and Aldazim. So we're just going to host straight on up on Polar Knight for this next map. No break now because we're already on the correct server. We've already got the players in the chat channel. And let's see if Formnator can once again take Karnage eSports into a lead, or if mYinsanity's Balloon is going to give mYinsanity the lead for the first time in this series. Map number 3 coming up right now, guys. We're inviting our players in. It is Polar Knight. It is ZV random, so we don't know what race he's going to come out as, because he's random. Formnator is going to be right back just a moment here. So as Formnator is BRB very quickly, definitely going to be worth pointing out that did the stream just go down? No, it didn't. Okay, go. Good. Right. As he's just being back very quickly, I would like to just take a moment then to say hello everyone on the stream. Welcome. We do appreciate you turning up. The viewers so far, we're in week 1 of the SC2ITL, and the viewers have been ridiculous compared to season 1. It's absolutely crazy how many viewers we've been getting. So thank you all for tuning in. If you do enjoy the show, make sure to hit that follow button. Following us allows you to see when we go live with future games, other SC2Improve tournaments. We have a bunch of stuff going on, and the best place to find out what's going on and what else is happening is if you head on over to our website. Now, if you give me a quick moment, I'll actually get this in position here, and there we go. So if you head on over to our website, SC2Improve.net, you can see everything going on. You know, you can read the articles about what's happening. But you know, you can click on events. You can see events this week. We've got SC2I Weekly number 64, part of the Zari Solaritas series. If you go on the SC2Improve Team League, you can see all of the upcoming matches. It's pretty empty right now, but we have 27 matches every week. It is just the start of the week, so they will all be getting updated over the next few days. And you know, you can find out pretty much anything you want from here. You can see which teams are completing. You can get a link to the Liquipedia, see the current standings in the SC2ITL. Absolutely anything you'd possibly need to know. So that's SC2Improve.net if you guys want to check out the website. We're going to be getting into game number 3 here of mYinsanity versus Karnage in just a few moments' time. In fact, right now, as both players just say ready, good luck, have fun. It is a Zerg versus random. We do not know what this is going to be what this is going to spawn as. So let's find out. There's a random symbol. I keep saying this because I just don't ever cast random players, and something so awesome that you can just talk about. How often do you see a random player who performs this well? This is crazy. Right, so Balloon versus Formnator. Oh, that's a scary portrait. That's like a snake. Ooh, I don't like that. Ooh, that's a little scary. Is that like one of the random portraits? I guess it probably is. Alright, well, it's 1-1 here, and we're actually going to be spawning up in the upper side of the map. He was playing Protoss in the last game. Now he is a Terran in the purple. mYinsanity's balloon.
Game paused.
So we're just going to have a couple of moments here as Forminator resets his hotkeys. And, what we'll actually do is we'll just take this out of game, take this back a step for just a moment, and when we come back in, we'll reintroduce both players so that we get in. Okay. Forminator is now ready, so we'll reintroduce both guys just so we get a nice fresh start into this. Alright, so in the upper side of the map, the purple Terran player representing mYinsanity, their latest pickup 1-1 right now, thanks to him. It's Balloon, the random player spawning here is Terran for TVZ. In the south side, Karnage's Forminator. Can he pull this back? Or when I say pull this back, can he once again take his team into the lead? Karnage, if you don't know, I mean, Karnage is one of them teams who a few people have heard of them, a few people haven't. They're such a good team, they're so solid. They've got Namshaw on the team, a fantastic Zerg player, a really great streamer as well, in fact. Both these, him, Balloon, both great streamers. Namshaw stream, I can't remember the link to. I think it's twitch.tv/Namshaw. Maybe Namshaw. I don't know. But awesome stream, really informative, high-level Zerg play over there. If you guys are Zerg players and looking for a certain Swedish Zerg player to fill your night times. Right now, though, we do have the Danish Zerg player Forminator coming across the map for Drone Scout here. And just really important from the Drone Scout, actually, because he wants to know straight away what his opponent's race is. So straight away here, he actually spots that it's a Terran player, and he sees that it's going to be Command Center first, or if it's not Command Center first, it could have been 2 barracks out on the map. Now, you probably saw there's plenty of SCVs up here. It wasn't going to be a 2-rack, so he knows it's CC first, and his option against this is to go for this pool. Maybe to try and just get 6 Zergans across the map as fast as possible, and try and maybe force a little bit of a cancel on this CC first, which is coming down right now on the low ground. So that's on the way down. This barracks is on the way up, a gas being taken as well. And I mean, Forminator sees all of this, so he knows exactly what his opponent's going for here. This Drone Scout is playing off for him so much. Again, all the information he needs, and he actually just doesn't make any Zergans at all. He just goes into a Queen, starts up an Overlord, and he's just going to go for a pool first. You know, there's something some players just like to do. A perfect example of this would be Tefl. He's a player who, time after time, goes pool first. Altazim Stronghold, pool first. Frost, pool first. In ZVT, ZVZ, or ZVP, pool first. You know, it's just what he does. And I'm not saying Forminator goes pool first in every single matchup here. He is definitely going to go for it in this CVT, and you know, it's something that it's completely viable. I mean, it's not really that bad in any sense of the imagination. So, anyways, this drone getting sent away, being chased away by this Marine. We'll go back into an extractor here once again, and SCV is being pulled off to deal with this. This is interesting because this will make Forminator think that he may want to actually take the second gas quite quickly to go for a Hellion Banshee play, because otherwise why would he be so bothered about that being there, apart from the annoyance factor of having a drone in your base? Maybe he just wants to kill it to deny scouting, so either way he is just going to start up his factory quite yet. Let's see if he takes that second gas in the near future. Starts on a a bunker at the front of his base as well, and it looks though we're just going to have a nice standard start here. I mean, both of these players droning up, SCVing up, bunkering up, and we're definitely going to at least get into the mid-game of this. No proxy racks, there's no early busts at least, as we actually just see complete gasless play here from Forminator, and that means he can go up to 4 Queens quite happily, which are pretty good for defending off Hellions, and also most importantly spreading that creep out to be able to reach over towards this third base to take that as soon as you want to, as soon as you can take it. Really nice scout here by Forminator as well, coming in just in time to see this command center coming down for his opponent. Now, he is only taking 2 gases. If he took a third gas, it may suggest that he would try and bust against this. But I don't think that's what he's going to do. I think what he's going to just do is just take his third base pretty happily, against the against the Terran player here. Just nice and early, nice and quickly. Nothing, nothing too slow, nothing too fast. But seeing that third CC, he knows he's more than safe to be able to put this down. SCV actually moves away just before scouting it, and he does come over to actually check the other base. So he's just scouting around if this SCV trying to get any of this information that he can. And this SCV does get picked off on the way back in. So doesn't get too much information. Sees 2 queens out on the map though, and that suggests at least 4 queens are, on the map. So he's already got a decent idea of what's going on here, and his first Hellions are on the way out across, and these first 4 will be able to spot this without too much of an issue, as we're actually still going to see a Banshee play with so a fast third CC and the Banshee. And interested to see if he'll follow up this if he'll follow this up with mech, or if he'll just go into a bio composition with it. It's of course quite difficult to it's quite difficult to tell before you tell us, okay, well, now we know he adds on 2 more gases, so he's just going to go straight into mech play. And we have a roach drawing down and double roach upgrades coming up by a Zerg play here. However, look at this, into the main base we go. 3 roaches just popped though, and these Hellions, they're going to die without getting any damage done at all. And the drone pull is pretty good to be able to deflect the damage the Hellions can actually do. So no damage done by these Hellions, they just die. But they do spot these roaches coming out. They spot 0 lings on the map as well, and that's quite important because usually you see at least 2 or 3 Zerglings, so you've seen no lings. So I guess in a way, he's probably thinking this is just roaches, but at the same time, he may also have in his mind, do you have Zergling speed or do you not? I haven't seen anything to actually confirm that, so unsure how much he will know. He didn't see this roach run research, and what was that? Oh, that's a bit scary in there. Ugh. I've never noticed that before. Well, Zerg gets creepier every time you look at it. That's what I learned today. Banshee on the way into the main base, and you know what? Fulminator is not really prepared for this. He does have the layer up, and this is, of course, something which Balloon already spotted. This Banshee should be able to do a fair amount of damage. Did he get cloaked for it? No, but it's about to finish up, and that's exactly what he's been waiting for here. Going to be no detection at all right now on the map. A single Overseer is in the other side of the map, and this Banshee comes in immediately. And just going to start chasing down these drones. Hellions positioned as though they may try and run into this third base as well, but very unlikely, I think, with them queens there. As this Banshee now going to start chasing down a queen. And this queen will go down. These queens from the third base going to have to be pulled over to deal with this eventually. And there does go down a Banshee. A queen. And this Banshee continues to do a little bit of worker damage in the main base right now. And look at this, looking to run in with the Hellions. Where the roaches, they are positioned at the natural, so they are nice and safe over here. This Banshee at the third base as well, still up. This Banshee does die in the main. Oh, Hellions getting caught out by the roaches. As this Banshee about to find a Spore Crawl, and Balloon is going to lose this second Banshee. So he loses his Banshees here, which isn't brilliant. Fulminator is going for a big 1-1 attack timing. However, even though he lost his Banshees, which would have helped him out a lot in defending this, he did spot a lot of the roaches, so he knows there's a lot of roaches out, and that means immediately here he starts building tanks instead of 4s. Now he's only going to have 2 tanks when this initial attack hits. He's actually landing his third base right now. He's also got a Banshee coming up. Is it going to be enough? I think, it's going to be very close actually. Because these tanks, they're not quite sieged up just yet. Now the roaches are spotted. These tanks need to siege almost immediately here. And they will now siege. And it's going to be tough. I mean, the tank's on the high ground, which means they only really attack this left-hand side. A Banshee coming in as well. And one of these tanks may go down very quickly. Still being shelled upon. Fulminator taking a lot of damage to his roaches. These couple of mules coming out in the front, and Balloon in a little bit of trouble here. But of course, if he does hold on, he's in a really nice spot. Roaches come over to try and deny this third base, but it's not there. It's actually over here. And I think this will have brought the time Balloon needs to just about hold on and get a couple more tanks out, and a couple of Banshees here as well. And we now see the Hydralisks being added on as well. So as long as Balloon isn't too greedy here, as long as he's just nice and slow and moving out towards his third base, he should be okay. I mean, Fulminator is now, he's gonna, no, he's still not gonna check over there. Even if he checked over here, he could kill off these refineries, he could force a lift off, because yes, he takes some free damage, but a single tank isn't gonna do that much. Balloon, he needs to spend his money. I mean, he's got a lot of money unspent right now. He really needs to just build some more tanks. He's investing in turrets and everything right now. And here we go, this attack into this third base, as we were talking about just a few moments ago. These roaches, they will take a bit of damage from the high ground, but, they can kill off the refineries, which is very important. They can stop the mine here for just a little while. And Balloon very slowly moving out to the front. Now 3 Banshees should be able to take on 3-4 Hydralisks. Not too much of a problem about that. And this third base will now re-land, so looks as though Balloon will be able to take his third base without taking too much damage here. You know, it's not been the best start, but he's going mech, so it's not going to exactly put him back all too much. As we've seen Infestation Pit coming down here for Fulminator. So we're probably going to see Swarmhost coming out unless he goes into Hive. Swarmhost definitely the more likely option though. Very good on this map. With only really 2 main attack paths, it's very easy to just switch where your Swarmhosts are, switch where the rally point is. Are we going to get to that point in the game? Because right now we see a huge army of Fulminator moving forward. And single Roach coming forward as well. Splitting these units up, getting into a nice concave. Are enough tanks forward enough to defend this off? I'm not sure if they are. 3 Banshees are in the sky. There isn't actually an Overseer here. Tanks chelling away, doing a pretty decent amount of damage so far. But the third base goes down. At the same time, a huge amount of Hellions are roasting the third base of Fulminator. So he's losing a lot of his economy here. But he's got a Queen in his wall. These Hellions are not going to be able to get much further, at least until the Queen goes down. And once that Queen goes down, I mean, these units have already caught up, basically. So he gets a Queen, but loses his third base. Going to start rebuilding this right now. Balloon actually ahead in supply right now. He's got so many minerals he's just not using. Might be even worth starting up another command center while he's got all of these. A lot of that is, of course, because he cannot do anything. He cannot mine these extra gases, and not mining them extra gases is really hurting him in terms of being able to make all the mech units he wants to play. Fulminator looking to push forward once again here, but I'm not too sure. I mean, more Banshees keep getting added on. There's a decent tank coverage on this side as well. Now we see the Swarmhost coming up, and more tanks, and even a Raven coming out here. So Balloon's starting to build up this later game composition. And, you know, while that third base was taken down, you got to remember, Fulminator didn't actually do anything on this fourth base and lost a lot of economy at his third, so it's not like he's taken that huge of an advantage economy-wise during this game so far. More tanks are now sieging up, and, what's this over here? Just a couple of depots, alright. Yeah, I'd like some kind of vision over here for, if possible, for Balloon, you know, something just to see if an attack comes from this way, so he has enough time to turn around and move a couple more tanks over here, maybe, because right now his coverage on this side, it's 1 tank, maybe even 2 tanks, but I mean, if you just run towards the natural, there's only really 1 tank covering you, and of course, that's just a little bit too, not quite enough. Anyways, Swarmhosts are now hitting the field, and the first wave of Locusts is going to claim a Hellbat. So now, Balloon knows exactly what he's playing against. Fulminator getting set for the long game here as he burrows his Locusts, burrows his Swarmhosts, sends the Locusts out on their mission. And this is going to start heading over towards this orbital. Looks as though this Hellbat will go down. So a couple more Hellbats going down. Nothing too major though. And the tank count continues to build up. Some 4s being added on as well, which I like. You know, something we've seen a lot from Zerg players lately is the switch from Mutalisks, from Swarmhosts to Mutalisks and back again. And you know, getting some 4s out and keeping them in your composition will almost always just keep you a little bit safer against that kind of situation. Alright, so a couple of Locusts getting shot down. And again, not really achieving too much here. I mean, if these tanks just moved a little bit forward, these turrets would be more than safe. As a group of Hydralisks looking to maybe edge around the left-hand side of the third base for Balloon. As Balloon has a couple more orbitals now on the way. He's sending a 4 over here to deal with this Overlord already. A few Roaches also moving around the right-hand side, maybe looking for a way forward. To come and do something in this game. I see some Vipers coming down as well from Fulminator as he starts to try and transfer some of his Roaches, some of his drones over to the fourth base now. This 4 will eventually kill off this Overlord. It takes quite some time, but in the end, Mr. Overlord, and he will spew no more creep on this day. Oh my god. Look at this. And move forward. I mean, he's got a PDD and these units actually have to back off. Oh my god. Does he have any more PDDs? No. But, I mean, he's going to get in range of the Spore Crawlers. And if he gets in range of the Spore Crawlers, there's nothing to stop the Banshees just picking off the Swarmhosts. And that's exactly what he's going for here. Around the back. Oh my god. Fulminator is in a little bit of trouble. Hydra's attacking this fourth base, but it's not really going to matter as all the Swarmhosts over here are going down. And, I mean, the tanks are in range of the fit. This is just a sick timing, I guess. I mean, what else can you call it? Fulminator didn't quite have enough Swarmhosts. he maybe just was a bit too greedy going into Vipers this early. He didn't quite have enough swarmers to make sure the Terran player was always forced backwards. A single PDD to cover the move out, and he pushed this all the way back, took down the Spore Crawlers. Banshees did a lot of the work after that. And now he sees, well, a couple of nice Baron cards here, actually, which will actually end up with these tanks being killed. But this base is dead, and that is a big base to pick off here. The third base going down. Scan comes down, and the rest of these Banshees will pick off these Swarmers, at least maybe 2 more of them. Okay, just 1 more, as the Hydras do turn that away. Fulminator now going to rely very heavily on this base to the right-hand side. He did do a good job. He did kill off the mech army. He did do a good job. The army was very, very expensive from Balloon, and he lost all of that there. The Blinding Clouds on top of it were absolutely fabulous as well. Does Balloon have enough remade to be able to hold off from an attack? Now, I think he does. He's got a couple of tanks. He's got the 4s as well. And, I mean, he's going to be able to land his 4th base. This was never killed off. A bit of a mistake, in all honesty, by Fulminator. He was busy paying attention, trying to save his Swarm Host. If he'd actually killed this game could be a lot different right now. You know, that wouldn't be a 4th base that was there. It would have had to be an orbital, at least. That being said, Roaches are already heading in towards this base to start picking off some SCVs, and immediately Balloon's just going to have to back out of there. Can't really afford to defend there right now. He's actually going to go over, but Swarm Hosts, a lot more of these have been remade, and Fulminator is going to send a big wave of Locusts across. We've already seen 26 Swarm Hosts dead. Really? No. Something's wrong there. Whatever, the unit's lost tab isn't working, but the Swarm Hosts coming over here, the Locusts, and they will pick off one of the tanks. And that's definitely something Balloon is going to have to worry about, heading back over with a lot of his 4s. I think he was prepared for a Mutatech switch because he's been rebuilding 4s. But in reality, he needed a bunch more tanks, as he needs to be very careful. He needs to make sure to repair his... I was going to say make sure to repair his orbital command here, but the Locusts didn't go for that. They went for the Vipers abducted, and they went for a tank and a couple of 4s. Only killed off the tank, though. Base being established to the right-hand side for Fulminator, re-establishing his 3rd base as well. That gas mine will be very important for him, if not the minerals. And another tank going to go down. Balloon could do sieging over a couple more of his tanks. He does begin to do that. His 4th base is now established as a planetary fortress, something he's really been needing. Again, the lack of this 4th base for so long has hurt him in his gas count. But finally that's been going to be rectified here, and he's going to be able to get a bit more gas. Nice pulls so far, continuing on these Vipers, picking off another tank, and the Logo's going to get another tank as well. So the tank count really diminishing here, and I think Balloon may need to just move forward a little bit more aggressively. He's actually going to move across the map, and the Swarm Hosts, they are not in position on this side to protect the 4th base. Planetary Fortress should be able to defend here with a repair, and Balloon is moving across here now. The Swarm Hosts are not yet in position. A scan coming down to clear up some of the creep, and they're still not burrowed. Now they burrow, but the tanks are going to be in position on the base, and they're going to be sieged up as well, and that means that these Locusts are not really going to be that effective. Some Corruptors come forward, and they will pick off a Banshee, abducting a tank as well. The Banshee actually lives, but there's the Locusts all going down. This base will go down as well at the same time, so another base picked off here, and Balloon, this time he's going to be able to get away with his army. You know, there's nothing to really pick him off this time around. There's not as many mobile units as before. And now he heads up here to pick off these drones as well. So he's on an absolute base hunt right now. Picks off a couple of these drones on the way out. And this is looking good for Balloon. Some good map movement here. And good decision, good timings to just move out on. And it's really paying off for him as it stands. As these Hydras just backing off right now. And Locusts continue to head towards this space. Now, if they could pick that off, that would definitely be something. There's nothing at all to defend over here, apart from a single tank. And they continue to do a little bit of damage, little by little. And now the Swarm Hosts are in a little bit of a better position to deflect this. Coming in here, we should see a couple of abducts. There's a 4, and 2 4s abducted. One goes down, the other will not. Swarm Hosts forced back once again. There's just too much DPS in the army. Not enough Swarm Hosts apparently. / not enough just stacked defense around them to stop this march forward. And the tank count isn't even that high. It's certainly on 7. So many 4s in the army. I mean, these Locusts just die. Another couple of abducts, but the Locusts are already dead, which means these 4s are actually abducted in range of the Corruptors now. And continuing to march forward. The Natural is going to be under siege here in a moment. And this is really, really bad for our Zerg player. Another wave of Locusts coming in. The tanks maybe not in the best of positions now, as a lot of them are still moving forward. Blinding Clouds coming down as well, so this wave of Locusts finally did a little bit more. And definitely something that was needed for quite some time. Upgrades are going to be picked off here. Roach Roaring as well. At the same time, we've got some Roaches just harassing over here. We can't do too much against the Planetary Fortress. A couple of Abducts into the Locust once again. And these tanks continue to fight away. But it looks as though the Locust may eventually be able to clean this up. This base does survive. But at the same time, look at this. Tanks to the left-hand side. Now moving forward on these Swarm Hosts. And a lot of damage being done on them. Thunder Seeker Missile goes off as well, allowing for a lot more of them to be picked off. And now with the Swarm Host numbers dwindling, of course, there's going to be less and less Locusts, and that means more and more opportunity for our Terran player to just keep pushing forward. And that's exactly what he's doing right now, pushing forward. All of these Corruptors are just complete dead supply, and GG is called. Fulminator maybe just not quite perfecting his composition here. You know, if he doesn't perfect his composition, then he's just not really going to stand a chance, and that's what we saw in the end. GG. Game number 3 goes in favour of Balloon and mYinsanity. So mYinsanity taking the lead for the first time here in this best of 7. Is anyone from Karnage going to be able to take him down? They've got Namshar. They've got a few other players as well. We'll see who they send out next after a very quick commercial break, guys, while I get a drink of water. If you're enjoying the stream so far, hit that follow button or check us out on Twitter and Facebook, twitter.com/SC2_improve and facebook.com/SC2Improve. I'm Wardy, this is the SC2ITL Season 2, mYinsanity versus Karnage. We're going into Map 4 just after this very quick commercial break. Don't go too far away. Alright, well, it's time to get into our next game. We're just waiting for the Karnage manager to accept his invite. Let's hide our build orders as well. And if these guys are ready, it's going to be another Zerg player coming out from Namshar. It is going to be Namshar versus Balloon. Both players are ready. Good luck, have fun. It's currently 2-1 to mYinsanity. An important match for both of these teams, both looking for a very strong start to the season. They're both part of Group A. And if you're not sure who's in Group A, well, let's have a quick look at that while this game does load on up. So, Group A consists of Russian Universe of Warhammer 80 Gaming, Against All Authority, ESC Gaming, Chaos Latin Gamers, Karnage eSports, mYinsanity, Team SC2Improve, Ravacapsa, Team Spectre, MIA, and Punchline. So, pretty tough group. Both of these teams are really going to be shooting for the top 4 positions in this group to look to head into the playoffs of Season 2, of course. So, both of these teams really looking for a strong start here with a victory. And we're going to jump on into our next game right now. Let me just set up the scoreboard. And it's going to be a ZVP on Daedalus Point in the upper left hand corner. The red Zerg player representing Karnage eSports. It's Namshar. And in the bottom right hand corner, the purple Protoss player from mYinsanity. Again, he's random. We've seen his Protoss in PvP, we've seen his Terran in TVZ. Now we're going to see his PvZ. It's Balloon here in the bottom right hand side of Daedalus Point. And Namshar's going to be pretty happy with the way this map starts out. I mean, Daedalus Point against the Protoss, it's the perfect map pick for him. So, using up the Zerg map, definitely going to pay off for him here. And we'll see what both of these guys are going to bring us in game number 4. 2-1 right now to mYinsanity. Of course, last season's champions weren't going to sign up, but then after they won, they decided, hey, we can't just be the reigning champions and not sign up to defend our title. So there we have it. They're back. And again, they did play against Karnage as their last game in the group stages of Season 1. They did lose, but again, it wasn't a very important match. Namshar, I do believe, beat Kane in the ace match then. I think it was like Namshar got 3 kills. I can't remember exactly, but either way, it wasn't the most important of matches, and that's definitely something to consider. But Karnage, they definitely have a team who can take down mYinsanity on the right day. Things not quite going their way so far, though, as they are trailing a single map. Opening up with a hatchery first, here, on the natural, and the gateway coming up for Balloon in his main base. So just going to be a gateway expand for my Protoss. And, well, gateway expand and not too much else, I suppose, to really be saying right now. I mean, hatchery first is, of course, the best possible reaction to this. Are we actually going to see a free hatch before pool? Yes, we are. Well, Namshar going greedy, going big, going for the big plays, and I guess it's going to pay off here because Balloon's not really... Where's Has he got probe coming out? I guess he's just got no vision at all. He's not scouting at all. So with Balloon not scouting, he's not going to see across the map at all. And if he's not going to see across the map at all, then he's in a little spot of trouble, really. I mean, he's not going to know that this is free hatch before pool, and he's just going to take a Nexus as normal. And Namshaw's getting the best possible start to this game, as he headed back home with his drone to start mining on his natural. Alright, so Balloon's membership code does just pop, and this is probably going to be the first scouting he does in this game. I guess he may not move it across the map. He's probably more likely just to leave it here, I suppose, just in case any Zerglings do come across. I mean, without the vision, he doesn't know what his opponent's going for, so you know, he kind of can't just send this across the map blindly. It's a big part of his early game defense. And Chronobus now a Stalker now, going into a very fast Twilight Council as well. I was put down at about 420 in the game, and that very well could just be a very fast way to go up to DTs here. And the problem is, of course, if he goes DTs and they do not do damage, he is in a tough spot, because Namshaw's going to have a huge economy from early in the game, and if he goes DTs and doesn't do anything, then boom, he is in a lot of trouble. Delamo streams is a best of 7, so we've got at least this game and one more, unless someone from Karnage can take another map. There's a DT shrine coming down in the main base. Really nice position to just not be scouted at all here, as this Zergling is going to obviously die off before he can even get into the main. So really not much you can scout. However, you could, I mean, it's not even that late to add these gateways on. Twilight and Dark Shrine, and I mean, this Overlord not going to spot it if it comes in because of the position, and this Overlord, of course, never going to get in there. Not that far, at least. And Namshaw starting up his link speed, but not really too much else right now. And he doesn't have any map control. He's not even going to see any probe moving out on the map. 3 gateways on the way. Dark Shrine's now 70 out of 100. And Namshaw, I mean, he doesn't have a lair on the way, which isn't really weird at this kind of time, but it means if he doesn't put Spore Crawlers down, he's going to be in a lot of trouble very, very quickly. Alright, so there's his lair now starting up just before that 7-minute mark. But still, the Dark Shrine's about to complete here. Rotron coming down for Namshaw as well, but that's not what we want to see. Now we see the Spore Crawlers. Alright, now we see them. And, I mean, he hasn't seen anything at all. They're just kind of safety Spore Crawlers. In his third and in his natural, he actually now sees a pylon coming up. And that's quite important for him. Did he see this pylon over here? No, he did not. So he sees one pylon. DTs are on the way. He's got a few lings. Does he actually have enough lings to kill off the DTs? I'm not too sure. He obviously does not know the DTs are here. He has no idea about them because he sent his units out on the map, and it's going to take quite some time for him to get back at home with these. And this DT can take some damage from the Queen, but this other DT can head straight into the main base. Immediately a Spore Crawler started over here, and there's just no detection in this main base right now. 2 Spore Crawlers started, but the DTs could probably take down both of them and oversee them over and overhead as well. And Namshaw should just cancel these Spore Crawlers, I feel. I mean, one might finish, but isn't going to be able to hold out too much. A third DT here in this main base, as lings are coming in. Overseer finishes and Surround goes down. And these DTs are just going to die. Just. Very close though. I mean, wow, it's actually going to survive. He's going to get another couple of probe drone kills, so just one. 6 worker kills, not really the best, honestly. I mean, he actually morphs in an Archon now. Is he going to get aggressive? Has he added much on behind this? Is he going to attack just off 4 gateways with an Archon? I guess he could, and if Namshaw doesn't really realize that this is coming towards him, he could definitely take some serious damage from this. Namshaw's kind of okay in economy, definitely, but okay, now he's going to see this. Now he's going to see Zealot swapping in and an Archon already morphed, so he's going to know he needs to build some roaches right now, and that's exactly what he's going to start doing. Hits the reinforcing pylon with his Zerglings, and also surrounds a couple of Zealots as well. So this attack really isn't that scary. 6 roaches on the way. It should be more than enough to deal with this. Namshaw just has to back off and keep his drones alive for as long as possible. A bit of indecision about which way he should run with those. And Balloon, with this little bit of a timing here, just doing some decent damage. Oh, Mothership Core just surviving on 4 HP. Some lings coming in. This Archon is going to prove quite difficult to kill, of course. Does so well against the Zerglings. More roaches on the way as well, though. And this was nice from Balloon. It's actually allowed him to now even the worker count, if not take a slight lead in a couple of moments. So he's still doing damage. So yeah, he's definitely going to take a slight lead in the worker count here. And this is exactly what he needed to do after his DT's only got 6 kills. He's now, whoa, he's killed 17 more workers. 17 more workers just with this little bit of an attack, and the mothership core means that it's keeping on happening. Going to try and take a third base behind this and going into double Void Ray production. However, I'm not sure if the single Void Ray is going to be enough to keep the third base alive for now against these few units coming in. I mean, yes, he sees 1 Void Ray, but can a Void Ray clean out all of this? Well, 2 maybe can, and Namshar, I don't think he's going to risk it. Just burrowing his roaches. Now, he's still reinforcing though. So he definitely still has the possibility to do a little bit of damage with these. Again, only the 2 Void Rays are really not that scary. And, well, I mean, they definitely clean it all up, but I think not before the third base falls. But anyway, Namshar's just going to fall back home. He's happy knowing that a third base is on the way and just sitting there like that. Cannon walling in here, being walled in, a couple of cannons added on. And Namshar, he also saw the Void Ray, so of course he knows Void Ray production Stargate is out. As something gets cleaned up over here, maybe? I heard something dying. Something's there. There it is. DT on the tower. Doing a little bit of damage here. Will get chased away. Can Namshar block it with the Zerg lanes? He's trying to. In the end, just doesn't quite manage it though. More roaches on the way. Still no sign of any anti-air. And he may very well just brute force his way into the third base. Well, he may not even need to, because if the Void Rays are on the wrong side of the map, things are going to be quite okay for Namshar to move into this third. But of course, that means the Void Rays are going to try and do some damage, and they may try and just pick off this natural over here. And I mean, again, there's no real anti-air. Spore Crawler is going to get targeted down almost immediately. These 4 Void Rays add so much DPS, of course. Queen's going to go down very quickly here as well. Another couple of Spore Crawlers are started. At the same time, he's hitting this third base. Cannon's going to go down. But a Void Ray here, as well as a few Zealots warping in. Force Fields at the front are going to keep these roaches away for a little while. But these 4 Void Rays are still unanswered, and I mean, Namshar just doesn't have any kind of real anti-air. Should probably burrow these roaches once again. Again, with this burrow, it's something which Balloon does not have detection for, apart from immobile cannons, and a couple of cannons being picked off. But Namshar losing his natural expansion, and now hitting the probes in the mineral line of this third base. So he's doing some damage, but he's taking way more damage himself. He still doesn't have anywhere near enough to actually deal with these Void Rays. He's going to lose another Queen. And Balloon doing so much damage here. Final roach is just surrounded, and this is going to go down. I mean, there's still these roaches over here in the natural, but there's so many Void Rays, it'll just go down in seconds. There will not be that much more damage done here. And these Void Rays now picking off the lair in the main base too, and I think this game is all but over right now. I mean, 3 Queens are just all going to be enough to really make the difference. Maybe with the Spore Crawler from behind, going to be able to pick off these Void Rays, maybe? This Queen was a little bit too far with the action. In fact, the Queen's just going to go down, and the 2 Void Rays still remain over here. I mean, roaches are still kind of burrowing, popping up here, there, and everywhere. The worker counts, you know, Namshar's keeping the worker counts low. He is re-expanding, 2 expansions coming down, but he's still taking damage from these Void. He can't really afford to make Spore Crawls or anything, because his economy is in shambles. And, I mean, he's still attacking with some roaches, but look at this. I mean, he's just, Balloon knows he doesn't really need his third base. He just needs to send all his Void Rays across the map, and he could win this game right now. And that's exactly what he's looking to do. As roaches continue to burrow. Cannon coming up, not sure where it's coming up. I think, okay, it's coming up here to avoid burrows next to the mineral line. A couple of Void Rays are just focusing down this hatchery. Spore Crawler trying to get in position, but I mean, it's not going to be in time to actually stop these Void Rays, and of course the Void Rays can kite around the other side anyway. Isn't in range in the end either, and well, I mean, Namshar kills the third base. There's just so many Void Rays, and he's got no anti-air. He's completely neglected the need for any kind of anti-air or anything like that. Spore Crawler may get this Void Ray Queen as well. Okay, so I mean, we're actually finally going to see maybe this Void Ray get cleaned up, but just in time for the next 8 Void Rays, 7-8 Void Rays to head across the map. Just 7 with this army, with this observer, a few zealots as well. And look at the defenses on this third base. Already morphed into a lair. Now 2 Hydrodens on the way. He's desperate for one of these Hydrodens to come up. But again, is it going to be in time? I don't really think it is. Namshar moving forward with a couple more Spore Crawlers, just getting them in range, but there's so many Void Rays. And I mean, the Spore Crawlers just absolutely melt here. Some Zealots coming in to add some DPS as well. Balloon doesn't care, he's just going to keep on moving forward. GG is called, and he takes his 3rd game in a row here. and he may very well go for the all kill right now. The balloon kill, says Queenie in the chat. Well, it definitely looks like that could be the case, as he's taken down 3 in a row. Ike started strong against J-Power, but since then Balloon just on an absolute roll. And Toxic is going to be our next player from Karnage, their ace. Their final player to come out. Can he turn this around? So, we're going to get into Toxic versus Balloon here in just a few moments' time. We're going to be seeing what map is going to be picked here for our Protoss player. Don't know the matchup, of course, because Balloon is random, but we're going to take a very quick break while we get this game set up, guys. Could be our last game unless Toxic does take this victory and turn things around. So, if you're enjoying the stream, hit that follow button, and we'll be back here as soon as possible with game number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in just a few moments' time. Enjoy the music with Brad. Hello guys, welcome back to SC2ITL Season 2 First Division match between Karnage eSports and mYinsanity's Balloon. We're getting into game number 5 now, and it's up to Toxic to bring things back for Karnage. He needs to win 3 in a row, including stopping Balloon's all kill to do that. It's going to be a PvP to start things off, as we start with the upper right hand corner player. He's a barcode here, but he is Toxic, a Spanish player from Karnage, in the upper right. In the upper left, the red Protoss player. Again, he's playing a random, but he's just spawned as Protoss. In the upper left, it's Balloon from mYinsanity. So we've already seen him win 1 PvP here today against Ike, and we'll see who is going to win. Yeah, see if he can best another of Karnage's Protoss players in Toxic. Couple of gases coming down on either side of the map. And just mirror build so far. Of course, earlier Balloon was very, very aggressive. He opened with the Stargate, a single Oracle into 4 gateways, just pure Stalker. Forced his way into the high ground, got the pylon up, and he was just completely outnumbered. Balloon's completely outnumbered Ike's units. Ike was going for a fairly fast blink, of course, in that game, but his buildings were just in a bit of a crappy position, really, for what Balloon did, and the thought and overcharge did not really end up buying him enough time. Quick pause coming in from Toxic apparently, so will just be a couple more moments before this game really kicks off into something. Already we do actually see Toxic though is... Oh, have I got the colours the wrong way around? No, I haven't, okay. We're actually going to see Balloon in the upper left. He is going to add on a second gateway straight away, and open in a very similar way to how he opened in... Did he? Now I think about it, I'm not sure if he... I can't remember if he opened the 2 gateways last time or the 1 gateway. Either way, he's opening 2 gateways this time. And Toxic is going for the Stargate. So, Stargate coming out here for Toxic. And this probe hiding in the corner of the base. But Balloon's going to fly straight over it, and this is going to get found almost immediately. No scouting for you, Mr. Probe. Did he see the second gate? I mean, he must have seen the 2 gateways. So he knows 2 gateways are up. So he knows 3 stalkers on the way. This Oracle going to be coming out here in just a few moments' time, unless he surprises us all and goes straight for Phoenix, but that would be... Ooh, okay. Alright, so he's going to skip the Oracle, go straight into Phoenix's here. And could very well be because he's not too sure what's coming out for his opponent, and in the end this is going to work out really nicely for him, because his opponent goes for Stargate 2, and this means... Oh wow, Balloon's going to lose his mothership core as well. There's not enough energy for recall, and Balloon, now he's just going to come and try and get in here and scout wherever he can, but this mothership core is dead, no doubt about it. And that's a pretty big loss for Balloon here early on in this game. gonna have to rebuild that, and of course that will cut into his build a bit if he does rebuild it. I don't know, Twilight cancel now. He actually cancelled the Stargate and went into Twilight because he realizes if he goes into Phoenixes himself, he's just going to be behind in the Phoenix count, and that's never going to be a good thing. Coming in here, Toxic will be able to scout this. So great start for our Karnage player, getting off to a good build order advantage here early in this game. Of course, not the first time we've seen a Karnage player get a good start to the game against Balloon. You know, Namshar had a pretty decent start, going 3 hatch before pool last game against completely no scout, and he even held off the DTs pretty good, but just, you know, kind of messed up to that next push and then the Void Rays. Alright, as it stands, this first couple of Phoenixes are coming in. He needs to be careful. Did he get a single probe there? I guess yes, he just about did. Now he's going to keep on trying to get some damage done here, but has to be very careful of these Stalkers, which are continuing to chase him around. He's already lost his shields on 2 of his Phoenixes. 4 Phoenixes heading across the map as the Blink comes in for Balloon, and we're going to see, of course, Blink is such a great player, and look at this 4 gateway. He's going to go very aggressive with this, and maybe just try and kill his opponent off, knowing that he's investing so heavily into the Phoenixes early on here. Still no other kind of tech from Toxic, but he is moving across the map with 4 Stalkers. Now I'm not sure how effective this will be, considering how many units Balloon is making, and considering he's got 4 gateways up. But this is something Toxic can see, and of course Phoenixes will be able to lift. Oh, but not if he loses some of them. And there's one of them going to go down, and that's a big hindrance to his build here. Of course, that would have been one more lift he could have had in any kind of fight. Is he going to go up here? I mean, his couple more Stalkers coming in. He's got Warp Gate finished. The next few moments is when he will want to try and go just before Blink finishes. He's got about a minute to hit this timing. Poking up the ramp with one of his Stalkers, but I think that was a mistake because he's losing his units, and Toxic just losing a little bit here and there. Phone Overcharge just comes out in time to deflect these Phoenixes on this attack, and back at home, Toxic just starts up a Twilight cancel of his own and backs off here, and can't make anything happen with that attack which he was going for. And if he'd been able to pick off that Photon Overcharge before that, pick off the Mothership Core before the Photon Overcharge, that would have been pretty huge. But in the end, it was not meant to be. Balloon still just positioned nicely, just splitting his army up a little bit to defend. I'm just going to start taking expansion. Ooh, I like this. Dark Shrine is such a smart move by Toxic when he knows there's no, there's absolutely no detection on his opponent's side of the map. He knows there's no Stargate. He knows there's no Robo Facility. A Dark Shrine would do so much damage. He's got a probe down here to make a pylon. There's the Robo Facility now on the way for Balloon. But of course that takes about 60 seconds to complete. So we've got, what, 55 seconds on this? And 60 seconds on the Dark Shrine, so DTs are going to hit just before an Observer comes out. And we'll see if they can do any damage here. Depends how many DTs he warps in, of course. These Phoenixes not really been, you know, babysat as much as they maybe need to be. I mean, they're killing off a few workers, yes, but 6 workers for 5 Phoenix, considering 3 of them are now dead, really isn't the kind of trades you really want to be taking. Toxic transitioning out of his DTs with a Robo Facility already. Maybe use that for a Warp Prism as well. Getting his own Nexus on the way too. So altogether, I mean, Balloon I think has a slight lead. It kind of depends how much damage here these DTs are going to do. The Dark Shrine is about to finish. An Observer on the way for Balloon, and he's safe. I mean, he's rallying it to his army, so this isn't going to be you know, too much trouble for him at all. Phoenix is once again getting picked off. 1 left now, and 1 Phoenix can't really do anything at all. Oh, DTs are actually going to run by. 2 of them are going to get caught by this Stalker here initially, and by this Observer here initially, and the other one is just going to escape. So 3 DTs, 2 die, and 1 doesn't even get a kill, I don't think. So again, not the best, not really any damage done by DTs. Immortal's coming up for either player right now, and Balloon with a 5 worker lead. Already with Blink up as well, will find himself at a slight advantage throughout this game. From this point on, he's also already got a Forge up, which his opponent does not, and he's starting charge. So Balloon is getting into a really good position for the mid to late game. While, you know, Toxic needs to get a Forge. He needs to really chrono his probes a little bit. Now he's getting a Forge, and you know, he's just behind a little bit on absolutely everything. And I guess as well, he does not have Blink on top of all of that. So that's another way in which Balloon is just that slight little bit ahead right now. Moving across the map, going to be able to pick off a pylon here, and this is going to more or less supply block Toxic. And he's only just starting a new pylon now, so Toxic once again supply blocked here. he's in trouble. I mean, he can't warp in, he can't build anything for a little while. Balloon's actually already making a Templar Archives. He might very well go for +1 time with Immortals and Archons. Robobay coming down here for Toxic. I think this game, the way it's turning out, may already be more or less headed towards over, because with +1 we're going to see Balloon probably attack forward. Maybe? I guess not. I mean, he's still sat back at home with Immortals and his Observer, so he's not been he's not going to commit too much to this, but his charge does finish his +1 still now 45 seconds away. And again, if he wanted to go for a timing, he's adding on a lot of gateways, so he may just go for this a little bit later with 7 gateways. He can't give Toxic too long though, because Robobay is up, 2 Robo facilities are going to be up. We're going to see a lot of Colossi coming out, and if Toxic can reach that magic number of Colossi, Balloon's army becomes significantly, or well, I should say, Toxic's army becomes significantly superior. So, you know, Balloon can't really give his opponent too long here to stabilize. Toxic only on 3 gateways right now, and again, he's just a little bit behind on everything he does, as Balloon's extra gateways are now finishing up. He's going to be on 8 in total, I suppose. Yeah, 8 in total, so 8 gateways in total. Just taking a third base, though. It's just a nice, slow third base from him. And keeping his map control continuously moving around with these stalkers, checking out what's going on. And seeing what's happening. Hallucination gets cleaned out, sees that his opponent will still be 0-0. Doesn't quite see that Colossi, I don't think. Doesn't know about the Robobay either. But there we go. We have a bit of an attack moving across. Main problem here, of course, for Toxic is the fact his opponent just has so many gateways to reproduce from. And that will make this fight quite hard for him to, you know, keep up in. He does have 2 more Colossi on the way. If he can get up to 3 Colossi before fight, it'll be very good for him. But he just starts up this pile and he's just out of range of this army. He doesn't quite see it. Balloon, he knows this Nexus is here. Now he's just going to come into position to kill himself. Oh, thinking about coming and fighting this. I don't think Toxic can just yet. Really needs to wait for a couple more Colossi. Now may be the perfect time with a couple of Colossi. Maybe if when his third pops, just before the +2 of his opponent kicks in, because Balloon is kind of setting up a bit of a contain on him. His opponent, he's saying, you know what, mate, come out and attack into me. But he doesn't. He actually runs up the ramp into some Colossi, and now he turns around very quickly away from that. Okay, we're going to have the fight here. No real Zealot numbers to actually fight for Balloon. And without many Zealots, it means he doesn't have much to actually tank for him. Before Immortals, ripping apart the Immortals of Toxic very heavily right now, and Toxic just GG's out, and that is the series. Balloon takes it for mYinsanity with an all-kill. A 4-1 is our final scoreline. Balloon, he took down Ike, he took down Namshar, he took down Fulminator, and he took down Toxic. The random player, the new recruit from mYinsanity, Ike, got himself on the scoreboard with a kill against J-Power, but that was about it. And that is the first week of the SC2ITL Season 1 over and done with now, with that all-kill from Balloon closing out this series. That's pretty much it for us here today, guys. Congratulations to mYinsanity. Unfortunately for Karnage, picked probably the toughest opponent of the group in the first week, and I'm sure they will bounce back next week. While we're talking about next week, why don't we have a quick look at what will be coming up over the next couple of weeks here for the Team League, or at least in this coming week right now. So let's have a look at the Week 2 matches in Division 1. So these are the matches which are going to be played over the next week. So we've got Karnage versus RUW, mYinsanity against All Authority, Punchline against KLG, Spectre take on ESC, TSI take on AT Gaming, and Duravacapsa take on Missing in Action. In Group B, as we wait for Liquipedia to load for us, over here in Group B, Dogstar take on Deimos eSports, eSuper take on EC Visualize, REG Gaming take on Nuit Blanche, Alien Invasion versus Cascade, that's going to be an amazing match. Alternate take on Gravity, and Max Flow take on Vegas Squadron. I think AI versus Cascade is probably going to be match of the week there. So definitely keep your eyes open for that. We've got a bunch more games also taking place in the second division. And of course, if you want to know when any of these matches are taking place, head on over to SC2Improve.net, SC2Improve Team League, match calendar, and as we find out when the matches are being played, we'll add them up on the calendar, and as soon as we know what stream they're taking place on, the streams will be linked on the calendar as well, so that you guys can watch as much of the SC2ITL Season 2 as you like. Once again, a big shout out to our sponsors, zawigear.com. Do go check them out. If you enjoyed the stream, do hit that follow button and make sure you come back for when we have more SC2Improve Team League and SC2Improve weekly action, as well as anything else we broadcast over here on the channel. So do hit the follow button on, check out the website. Check out our Facebook and Twitter, twitter.com/SC2_improve, facebook.com/SC2improve. If you missed any of the games from tonight, head on over to youtube.com/SC2improve and hit subscribe. You'll get a notification when the games do go live, probably tomorrow morning. And other than that, guys, I've been Wardy. Thank you very much for tuning in. If anyone has any feedback, I'll be in the chat for the next 10 minutes or so, just talking and checking what's going on and chatting to you guys. So thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, guys. Congratulations to mYinsanity for their 4-1 and to Balloon